difference. A lot of parents are struggling with it day in and day out. With the variety of treatment options available, it's really hard to know which one is the right choice for your child. We have Jane Fendelman, MC. She's a local psychotherapist, and she believes that medication is not the answer, and she explains it in her new book. It is called Raising Humane Beings. And Jane, I have to say, it is a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much, Heidi.
I have a lot of friends whose children are ADD, ADHD, and it is such a challenging job, not only to diagnose it, to deal with it, but ultimately to have effective treatment that lasts.
Right. And right now, over 8 million children are being drugged for ADD and ADHD, and I've been helping families cure ADD, ADHD, and oppositional defiant disorder without drugs within 3 to 5 counseling sessions for over a decade.
Now that's pretty phenomenal. That's an incredible claim to make. For those people who don't know, briefly, what is ADD, what is ADHD, and why are we seeing so much more of it today in our children?
That's a really good question. ADD, ADHD is attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And why are we seeing so much of it now? Back when I was a child, which is, you know, I'm 45 now, so back when we were kids, we didn't have computers and we didn't have television moving so quickly. We didn't have MTV. Life wasn't moving at the speed that it's moving now, and we could sit on the porch and watch a tree with our mom or our parents. Then we had women's lib, which was wonderful for many, many reasons, and it got the women out into the workforce. And now we've got both parents working, and because of the way that shifted the economy, now both parents have to work. So there's a lot of chickens flying around with their heads cut off. There's not a lot of let's relax and have a moment together. A lot of the quality time happens when mom's driving the kids from school to soccer practice and then to piano lessons and then to, you know, the math tutor.
So you have this incredible stimulation from our 27th society, the family dynamic shifting with mom back in the workforce.
Exactly.
And as a result, you're seeing more of this. And it acts out in negative behavior because a kid cannot focus, the attention deficit disorder.
Exactly. And the parents, this is not about blame. I want people to realize it's not about blame. One of the reasons why I work so well with the parents is because they feel loved and supported by me.
Yes.
So it is really about, for the parents to live in their joy and bliss, and that then they have their calm oasis within, and then when the children are acting like wild banshees, they can come in and, you know, be in their calm, happy place, and the parents can just say to the children, okay, what can we do aside from beating each other up that would be fun?
Exactly.
And then instead of the parent flying in because they're exhausted and tired and they, you know, add to the chaotic energy instead of bringing the, you know, peaceful energy in.
Okay, so basically what you do is sort of retrain in how parents handle their children, and what do you do for the children as an alternative to medication? Because for many people, and I know some of my friends, they've had to go through several medications, and some do work very, very well. Some have not. So do you do therapy or behavior mod?
Yes and yes. Most of the medications are a class 2 drug, just like heroin. So there's
the addiction issue and side effects.
There's side effects and there's after effects that are as devastating. Sometimes I don't meet the children because I don't cure them, the parents cure them, and it usually happens within the first 3 counseling sessions.
So you're basically saying that you're changing the way a parent reacts and handles the situation, not so much treating the child. Am I understanding that right?
Yes. And it's not exactly training, it's a process, it's a metamorphosis, it's an epiphany experience. So, and the cure is different for each family because the precipitating factors are different for each family. And giving a pill for ADD and ADHD is just like taking a cough drop for pneumonia. So the parents come in and they feel loved and supported by me, and I listen. And in there telling me what the challenges are, I can hear what may be out of balance, and I support the parents in their process. So people call me a lot on the phone and they say, I heard you cure ADD and ADHD in 3 to 5 counseling sessions without drugs. And I say yes, and they say, how do you do that? And I say, well,
come in and we need to talk.
It's like, it would be like if I told you a great movie with a twist ending. It would be much better if you just saw the movie. So if we ever had a family that wanted to volunteer, I could just take them through the process on camera.
Exactly. But again, just to wrap it up, and I want to give you just a brief background that Jane is a master's level therapist whose private practice in Phoenix, Arizona includes working with people of all issues. So obviously your background is very solid and strong, and what you're saying just so I can get a handle on this, is it really almost goes back to the parent and how we calm our environment as much as we can to help calm the child, or at least that's a component of
Calming and also having fun. So the parents are having fun, they're living a you know, vivacious, ecstatic, happy, blissed out, calm life. They're living the life they're meant to live, and that trickles down to the children.
Yeah.
And I also say, in the 25 years, because I started out as a teacher, my undergraduate degree is a Bachelor of Science in Education. So I've been in the school systems, and then I got my master's
You've
degree in
seen it
counseling.
from a lot of different angles.
Yeah, I've never seen the disorder. I've never seen the chemical imbalance that we call ADD, ADHD. I've never seen that chemical imbalance. Because if it were a chemical imbalance, it would be across the board. And I can give one of these kids a little Game Boy, and they can sit perfectly still for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, and just their thumbs are moving. So we know that it's not a chemical disorder, because if it were, it would be across the board.
Now that's interesting. We could spend a lot more time, Jane, but unfortunately we are out of time. Thank you so much for being on the program. And again, we'll have all your information on our website and hotline number if you are interested in finding out more about Jane and the services she provides, and also her book, Raising Humane Beings. Thank you. Good food for thought.